Hello, Laoshi Lawrence McElroy here again with a pre-recorded video. Today, I thought I would outline a little workout, a little resistance training, a little ab work. It's a workout that doesn't require any equipment, and it's one that I use often when I'm on holiday away from my home gym, and I want a little bit of an upper body workout combined with some time with my abs. I call it chest and abs. How's that for simplicity? I'm going to do a full warm-up, well, almost full warm-up, for you as an example of an aerobic warm-up, and then more or less outline the sort of shuffle methodology that I use to switch back and forth between push-ups and ab and core work. So without further ado, I'm going to step back. The warm-up is a 5-minute warm-up. The entire workout, by the way, I gear toward 30 minutes. So you can usually get 5 rounds of the pairing in within about 30 minutes, depending upon rep counts and breaks and that sort of thing. But the way that I use it, if I'm under 30 minutes and I feel like, hey, I'm done, it's okay. I stop. If I feel like I'm getting close to the 30 minutes and I don't quite have the burn that I want, I go over 30 minutes. But 30 minutes is the target. And the first 5 minutes is a little warm-up that starts with a little aerobics sequence that I want to do fully for you. So they're 20-second intervals. And first is marching in place. You want to make sure that you're bringing the knees to the hands, not the hands to the knees. So if I have a shorter range of motion, my hands are a little bit closer. You can also do palms down if that works better for you. If you want to switch it up, one fist, one palm. Oh, I went over my 20 seconds. Widen. This will be a little bit short because I wasn't watching the clock. It just changes up sort of where the heat is going in the marching. It wasn't 20 seconds, but I'm at my 40-second mark, so I'm going to run with the knees up. About that high. You don't really have to push it here, but you want to get the feet well off the ground. Purpose of the warm-up is to warm up the body so before you do any real stretching, you don't tweak anything. The second run in place is the same as the march with the weight, knees wide. Again, sort of changes up where the blood and the oxygen is going because of the changes a little bit of the muscle focus in the run, as does the third run, which is knees down, heels up. So the basic run, just sort of midsection, glute, hamstring type of warm up. Then you get a little bit of groin with the knees wide, and here's quads. Now a little half jacks. If this is too much impact, you can do little step asides. If you want a little bit more, do a full range jumping jack. I like half jacks. You can also change the emphasis in the shoulders. Now, I'm going to do a torso twist because part of this workout is about core. So I want to loosen my core a little bit, get some blood and oxygen in there. Note the foot coming in, coming out, separation between the upper body and the lower body. And now, Egoscue shoulder series. Egoscue is a certain approach to stretching and moving. And it's very important, the hand positions in this shoulder series. Notice the thumbs out, pads of the fingers to the base of the fingers. Hitchhikers forward. Notice not in front of the body, and I'm also not going above the shoulders. I keep the lower body moving. I'm going to have to guess about where I started here. I have about 5 seconds left in hitchhikers forward. Now hitchhikers back. Again, not in front of the body and not higher than the shoulders. And turn face you. Getting ready for the next. Notice the arms are straight, no elbows. Butterfly sequence, thumbs down, knuckles to the temples. And turn sideways so you can see I'm not moving the head back and keeping the head still. I find a lot of times if I'm having shoulder, upper chest, upper back issues, if I do that Egoscue shoulder series, a little shake, some huggers, I can actually start to resolve some of the minor issues, builds up synovial fluid in the joints. So normally I finish my 5 minutes with just some basic upper body stretches, cross wrists in front. You don't really cross the wrist behind, but it's still referred to as a cross wrist exercise. You might do shoulder, tricep stretch, holding it for longer than I am right now. I'm moving kind of fast. Chest expansion, compression stretch, plugging the fingers in, turning the palms forward. I like to add a squat there. Things like that. So a little short of my 5 minutes, but I want to get started. So we shuffle push-ups and abs. You can use whatever kind of push-up exercises you want. You can use whatever kind of ab routines that you want. I'm going to make a suggestions in both regard. Now, yesterday's video addressed some ways to modify your push-ups. You can do an incline push-up using a chair, sturdy chair, bench, steps, as long as the steps allow you some variation in the types of push-ups that you're doing. Push-ups generally, you go to fail, which means your rep count goes until you can't do another one. I'm not going to do that. Again, it's not the full workout for me today, so I'll just preview some of the push-ups, some of the ab routines that I use in this workout. So I usually start with wide push-ups. You can also use push-up bars. Got to be careful with push-up bars wide because they can roll on you. But your hands are wide. Every other aspect of your push-up is still the same. Feet are together, heels are back. You have the pelvic tuck going on, and you get a nice full range of motion for whatever your rep count is. Now for the ab parts, I have my little folded towel here. I have some issues with my spine coming into contact with even this nice padded surface that I have here. And I find the towel helps eliminate that. On vacation, I don't have the nice exercise mat. The towel still works on the stone and tile floors that I usually find myself on vacation. So my first ab exercise is normally a bicycle variation. I tend not to do sort of standard bicycles, which is this pumping action, 2 directions, you intensify by going up. I usually like iso bike exercises. And the basic, and again, rep counts vary here. Regular bicycles, I'd say 25, tops both directions, so 50 total. But you can go less, 15, 10, if that's what you got in you, that's okay. Now, iso bike with the back on the floor, I still want to get the head up, so I have a little bit of extra activation. And bring the knee to the elbow, or the elbow to the knee. And you also want to make sure that you're pressing out without outside elbow. Plantar flex, a little less activity. Dorsiflex, a little more. My favorite, and that too is normally 25 to 30 rep count. You can do less or do it with breaks. Now, iso balance bike, you find your balance, and you do the same thing. Normally, about 20 here is your top rep count, especially if you hold them for a while. So then my second push-up is normally a standard push-up. So the first one's wide, second one's normal. I'm not quite underneath my shoulders. My elbows are still going to go back out. Every other aspect of my push-up is the same. Not quite right. There we go. Nice full range of motion. You can also not do a full range of motion if you need a modification. This, halves, 3/4, 2/3, whatever works. And my second ab is normally a variation on scissors. Scissors, basic, you're on your back, your hands are down beside you, you have a nice straight leg, both the one that's extended, floating above the floor, and the one that's up. Again, plantar flex is easier. Dorsiflex a little bit harder. Hold it for a 3 count. Switch. Someone head down, by the way. Less strain here. And you do that for like, say, 20, 25 times. I like a little scissor twist. So the hand matching the upward leg is out. I'm going to start on the left side. Again, might be here, might be at the knee, but if you can get outside of that foot, great. This is normally tops about a 20 rep count. Because once again, you want to hold that for a little while. Then, after regular push-ups, we do what I refer to as military style. Now, for some, this has a different name. Some people call it Marine. Other people might call it other things. I'm always bad at Sanskrit and yoga, but it could be, is it Chaturanga? Right? So, hands underneath the shoulders. And when you go down, elbows go back, squeezing your sides and come back up. Normally, I get a lighter rep count than almost any other push-up when I do militaries. For militaries, my favorite is usually iso-torso twist. Now, as I turned around here, started putting my feet toward you, I recognized something. I still have my shoes on. Many times, after my aerobic warm-up, and my stretch before I start the workout, I take off my shoes. A little bit more range of motion in the ankles. Just dirt. And a little bit of lightness. So shoes are only a few ounces, but a few ounces can make all the difference. You want to be in dorsiflex here, not plantar flex here, but definitely in dorsiflex because it helps with the governance. Cross your arms. Start with a rounded spine. Naturally, you keep the rounded spine and go back until you shouldn't get to the point where your feet come up off the floor, and then turn and hold. Again, about a 3 count. Center, might hold for a minute, for 30 seconds, for 3 count again. Go to the other side. And this way, doing the hold in each position, you're only going to get 10 total from side to side. This is 3, right? This doesn't really count. And then that's 4. Right? So that's one way of doing it. You can also go back, hold, and go all the way over to the other side and hold. And you normally get a little higher rep count there. You get even higher, go 3 count, 3 count, up for a moment to release the pressure on the abs and go back down. So this is 2 and 2 for a 3 count and up for a 3 count. So we've done wide, regular, and militaries. Now let's do some pike presses. Pike press changes, each of the ways that you do push-ups will change a little bit of how the muscles are impacted. Pike presses put a lot of emphasis on the shoulders. So you're getting a little bit out of the chest in pike presses. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Heels are up in the air. Hands are flat. You can go shoulder width. You can go regular. Notice I'm sort of making a little A here. And when I go down, driving the top of my head to the floor and up. And up. And there are your pike presses. So then I might do something like banana boat. Banana boat is a combination of a banana hold and boat from yoga. So I start, and I want to look sort of like a banana, little bow here, right? And then hold for about 3 count and come up and down. By the way, this is usually a 10 or a 12 pair count. Iso-torso twist is usually about a 10 count in the different combinations. And that's banana boat. Now, remember, normally doing full rep counts, little breaks, that sort of thing, getting pretty close to what would normally be the 30-minute mark. So this is my last official pair, but I'm going to give you some other exercises. So the last push-up I'm going to suggest are diamond or heart-to-heart push-ups. I'm not sure where they get the diamond from. You can sort of see a little heart there in between my hands. Closer together, the more heart-like it is, the harder the push-up. The farther apart, the easier it is. Now, in this particular push-up, I'm going to go feet wide. I want to bring the heart on the floor as close to it as I can, or the heart in my body as close to I can as the heart on the floor. So in other words, I'm getting my chest as close to the floor as I can. And there's heart to heart or diamond push-ups. So my last ab exercise is normally, though not always, some combination of what most people will call bridge and or gate. So I'm going to actually face away from you so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my feet. Boom. So like other routines, if I drop my head down, these are easier. I want to support my lower back by putting my thumb tips together and sitting on my wrists. Now, gait alone is just lying here or activating and separating. Dorsiflex or plantar flex, but notice my feet are wide and I bring them together. Again, holding for a little bit. That's the gate portion. The gate opens and closes. The bridge portion is like a drawbridge. Again, head down, easier. But I usually do about a 10 count combination of the two. So I start in bridge, I go down, I open the gate, I close the gate. And that entire sequence was 1. Here's 2, 2, and 2. If I want to up the intensity, 3, I do a little iso lift at the top of bridge. 3, I'll do 1 more of those. 4, I'm going to drop my head, clear out some of your sight line so you can see. Feet are going up, not toward the camera, but up, down, and boom. And generally, those 5 pairs, push-up, set-up, or ab work, push-up, ab work gets you to about 30 minutes. But if you want a little bit more variety, I'm going to give you about 3 more push-up choices and 3 more ab choices. You can do a decline push-up. So opposite of the incline that lessens intensity, get something sturdy to put your feet on which to put your feet. Don't want my participle dangling. So you have a little decline. So there's a decline push-up. You can do what's known as a fly push-up, which is sort of a combination of a regular plank position and a wide hand push-up. You start in your normal plank and you go out like 3 times on one side and then out 3 times on the other and switch back and forth. And finally, if you want a little bit greater challenge in the realm of your push-ups, clap or maybe plyo. We'll see if I have plyo in me today. Push-ups, wide hands, wide feet. Clap, feet can stay down. Plyo, coming all the way up off the ground. You want to push it. Plyo with a clap. I can't believe I just did that. Last suggestions for ab work, roller boat. So going back to yoga from boat, you add a little roll here. Roll up, find your balance, and hold. Pointing the toes or not. Torso twist. Double leg. Torso twist. Leg swing. This one gets you. So, want my arms out. My feet are together. My legs are straight. And ideally, when I drop the legs to the side, they're perpendicular to my torso. Head stays down. So I drop it down to the side, roll it over to the other side, and come back up. That's 1. Drop, down, and up. That's usually 8, 10, 12 total. You want to lessen the intensity there, don't go down as far. You're still dropping toward the side at a 90-degree angle. Big double leg sweep and coming back. So there's double leg, side torso twist with a leg sweep. And finally, oblique crunch. I'll stay here. I'll turn 2 sides. I'm thinking about camera angles as I'm getting into position. I know my feet have disappeared a few times during today's video. Still getting used to this a little bit. So you want about a 30-degree angle. Hand down, it can help you come up. Other hand behind the head, but not pulling on the head. An oblique crunch. Somewhere around 25, 20, 25, 30 pairs, legs straight. You do your set on one side. And you do your set on the other side. Oops, losing my 30-degree angle. And there you have it. Again, it's a shuffle between push-up exercise, ab exercise, doing pairs of them until you get somewhere around close to 30 minutes. Don't forget your warm-up. Don't forget to cool down a little bit. So as always, questions, observations, feel free to use the comment section below. You should know that Laoshi Lawrence McElroy now has his own Facebook page that's outside of Water Tiger School's Facebook page. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.